Wait, so why does everyone hate Katy Perry? It's so sad that the only way Katy Perry could hit a chart was by going to space. Katy, if you want to gallivant around an aircraft with a billionaire so bad, just apologize to Taylor. This woman has had more career resets than an iPhone and still can't get it right. In some ways, I find current Katy Perry to be like the glitter particles inside JoJo Siwa's braids. This woman took on a group of elderly nuns like she was auditioning for the next season of Real Housewives of Vatican City. And her most recent album sounds like pool party music for Love is Blind episodes. Ugh, Katy! Katy! People are literally dying. The planet is melting. And this woman is floating around in a tight-ass jumpsuit singing "Oh What a Wonderful World" on a billionaire's rocket to nowhere. Due to her latest stunt, Katy Perry has recently re-entered my consciousness, which made me think, damn, what happened? Today, let's take a walk down memory lane and see what went wrong with a woman who I once clocked many hours on Nickelodeon.com voting for Artist of the Year Kids' Choice Award 2011. I used to be the biggest stan. I was sat for her documentary. I was actually talking about this with one of my friends, and we were talking about how she cried during the divorce part of the doc. I saved up all of my pennies babysitting to get her collections at Claire's. Like, I would specifically go to the mall to go to Claire's to see what she was launching in the Katy Perry line. I was obsessed. And before we get too far into this one, I'm dying to know, what's your favorite Katy Perry song? Mine is definitely Teenage Dream, obviously, but I like the Glee version better. I also love Hot and Cold because I used to grind that one out on Just Dance. Thank you very much. And Last Friday Night, I still play Last Friday Night all the time. It's literally a banger. It comes on in the club. I transcend. Party in the USA, Last Friday Night. I'll never grow out of it. Hi, welcome to Tyler's Kitchen, the world's first anti-cooking show where I tell you about my interests, which include but are not limited to feminism, pop culture, history, and random shit I see on the internet. And don't you dare make a comment about my nails. Things have been rough. And also, I'm home, so that explains the set here. Don't you love this aesthetic? This is giving I'm your friend's mom and I'm about to ask you about your crush and you're gonna give me the details and I'm gonna be the friend's mom who's like overly interested in it, like, No, he did not. I'm like preparing dinner, but I'm like, really? So most recently, people are mad at Katy Perry for her Blue Origin stunt. I mean, the lady cried in Zero Gravity. She literally claimed she was putting the ass in astronaut. She made it seem like this Blue Origin flight was like this big win for feminism.
I'm gonna be very emotional this weekend, of course. It's an emotional thing. It's a big journey. It's huge.
I feel super connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give. I don't know if I can cry anymore.
Because I love women in STEM. Come on. The only thing that could have made this worse would be anti-gravity whipped cream boob cannons. Also today we're making Katy Perry's Erewhon smoothie. Now, I actually didn't know Katy Perry had an Erewhon smoothie. That feels like Erewhon usually goes for, like, no offense, but people more trendy than Katy Perry. But we're doing it. It looks like we need 3 cups of frozen pineapple chunks, but I could only find a combined bag, so we're gonna sit here and dig out the chunks. So the internet didn't see Katy Perry's Blue Origin flight as the campy feminism she thought they might. Collectively, the internet saw it as performative, cringe, and as disconnected from reality as Alex Earl trying to tell me skinny jeans are back in. But I certainly wouldn't say this is the first time Katy Perry's goodwill has dried up. Let's walk down the memory lane of Flop Tropica. A notable one for me was the Witness album rollout. Like, everything just felt really bizarre, off-brand. Like, I feel like at this point she didn't know who she was as an artist. And I remember the time I was a huge fan of Christine Sidolko, and she cast Christine in the Swish Swish video, and then Christine came out and talked about how awful her experience was. She felt like she was like kind of fat shamed, and the video was just really a strange experience.
Someone on Twitter is saying that it was just one big fat joke at my expense, and I get that. The only information I had before I showed up on set was that it was a basketball team and I was on Katie's basketball. They came and they said, okay, you're gonna be eating tacos. My comedy is not based on my weight. I don't think it was ever her intention to make a fat joke, and if it was anyone's fault, it would be the creative director, but there's no one's fault.
Then the music video came out and it wasn't even good. I think it's safe to say that song was a foul. This is also when she debuted the Ellen DeGeneres haircut, and I do think this hurt her career in a way because for so long she was kind of appealing to the male gaze, and then she wanted to be like, now I'm a feminist, and like, obviously I'm always for that, but she did it in kind of like a performative, sloppy way. She also did a weird collaboration with Amigos at the same time where she was trying to be like, I'm super woke now, and the Migos are not necessarily woke, and nor is their fan base. Then she goes on American Idol and she turns it into like an introductory improv course. Like, I've seen UCB shows that are wildly reminiscent of Katy Perry American Idol, but it really helped the public fall out of favor with her. She had really weird interactions with all of like the young female artists. Somehow she made J-Lo look warm and fuzzy. And then most importantly, she turned out music that just didn't resonate with literally anyone. Like, flop after flop after flop. Who have you ever heard in your life be like, have you heard Katy Perry's new song, Smile? But let's talk about some of the darker criticisms. In July 2024, she released It's a Woman's World, and this was supposed to be kind of like her big comeback. Like, she really, like, it seemed like her and her team really felt like this is the one. This is her time to come back. And she said, I am coming full force. This is a feminist album. I have found myself as an artist. This is me. And then she chose to produce the album with Dr. Luke, who, if you're not into pop culture, was one of the most publicly accused men in the industry. So Kesha filed a lawsuit against Dr. Luke in 2014 for infliction of emotional distress, sex-based hate crimes, and employment discrimination. He ended up countersuing Kesha and her mom for defamation and breach of contract. Dr. Luke has denied all of the allegations. This New York lawsuit resulted in the staying of a California lawsuit where Kesha claimed Dr. Luke was liable for SA, misogyny, civil harassment, violation of California's laws against unfair business practices, infliction of emotional distress, and negligent retention and supervision. In New York counterclaim, Kesha alleged that Dr. Luke sexually, physically, verbally, and emotionally abused her since the beginning of their professional relationship. This suit alleged that he drugged her and R-worded her on 2 occasions, made threats against Kesha and her family, and called her derogatory names. So this case definitely seemed murky to me while I was researching it, but obviously something is not right here. And it seemed like the reaction from every celebrity was Team Kesha. Nobody was like, oh, I'm shocked that Dr. Luke would do that. Besides Katy Perry, apparently. So it's such a slap in the face to women everywhere to go support Dr. Luke while Kesha's saying all of these awful things. It's just crazy to say you're making an album to empower women when the only thing you're empowering is Dr. Luke's bank account. This is like if the Brat album were financed by Chick-fil-A. On top of this, Katy Perry has been in a legal battle with nuns. Basically, Katy Perry was trying to get this estate from a group of nuns. This dispute began in 2015 when Holtzman and the Sisters of the Most Holy and Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary, that's extra wordy to make you feel even worse about Katy Perry's antics, sold the medieval Spanish Gothic Tudor estate to restaurateur Dana Hollister. But they argued the nuns did not have the right to sell the property, which includes 30,000 square feet of living space, a pool, a tower, and an adjoining prayer house, and instead approved a sale to Perry, even though Hollister was already living there. In 2016, a judge ruled against the nuns, declaring the $15.5 million sale to Hollister invalid and ordered her to pay Katy Perry millions in legal fees. ABC reported that the sisters had pooled together their money in 1972 to buy the property. They occupied it until 2011, and they said the church ended up forcing them to pick another location. The main problem with the sale to Katy Perry was because it was brokered without the nuns, who should rightfully get some of the money back. And basically, if the nuns sold the way the archdiocese wanted them to, they wouldn't get any of the proceeds. But apparently, like, legally, that's the way it had to be. So technically, Katy Perry was legally in the right on this one. However, ethically, it's like, you kind of screwed over these nuns. You could go live anywhere. Like, why you want to live on a convent is kind of weird anyway. And then, of course, the bad press of the nun fully. Like, basically, all I had in my memory, I didn't know the story, but I was like, oh yeah, Katy Perry, she the nun. Would you rather JD Vance Pope or Katy Perry the nun? The nun ended up saying, Katy Perry represents everything we don't believe in. It would be a sin to sell to her. Damn! Honestly, of all the pop stars, I feel like Katy Perry is like kind of tame these days, right? That's tough. Does Katy Perry live there now? I mean, after all she went through to get this house, like most normal people would have been like, I am a multi-millionaire. Why don't I go get a house anywhere else? The fact that it dragged on this long is so crazy. Okay, Amino Mundi Euphoria powder. That is some Erewhon bullshit. And I don't have that because I'm making this video in Davis County, Utah. And if you think you can find Amina Mundi Euphoria powder in Davis County, you are out of your goddamn mind. So I'm going to put in, let's do creatine. If you've ever seen a dumbass Instagram ad and you went, who would possibly buy this magical potion that's supposed to make me lose 30 pounds in a week? This is who's buying it. This is such a little potion. Do you think it's gonna give me superpowers? Now we need 1 teaspoon lucuma powder. Once again, we somehow don't have that, but I think I'm gonna swap that for ketone powder. Now, they didn't have any Dissuade Spritz at Target, so strawberry vanilla sparkling water will have to do. Then I need a 1/4 cup of carrot juice. I love carrot juice. With a little bit of like cinnamon flavor, like sometimes it's kind of good. And then we can't talk about Katy Perry without talking about her activism. Well, I will give it to her. Like honestly, she's done like a lot of good work, but in recent years, given all the missteps she's taken, it started to feel super forced and disingenuous. And now it's hard to tell, like, is she doing this because she actually believes in these things, or was she doing it because it was trendy at the time? Like, she's literally doing like a Hillary Clinton rally at the same time she's promoting This Is How We Do, where it's like so insensitive. She literally drops the line, let me read this to you. Getting our nails did all Japanesey. Also wearing cornrows while eating a watermelon in the music video. What? Girl. And who is her team? Who is in charge of this? Did nobody like think, oh, maybe this is a bad idea? Like, she's one of the biggest stars, or was. These aren't just like little missteps. These are real, and they help understand why people maybe aren't so generous to her anymore. But let's talk about why I don't think a comeback is even possible for her at this point. First off, she is very rare to apologize. After the Dr. Luke controversy, she went on Call Her Daddy, and Alex gave her an opportunity to explain what the fuck was up there. And she basically sidestepped the entire question. She gave a completely unrelated answer.
Why did you choose to work with him? He was one of many collaborators that I collaborated with. The reality is it comes from me. The truth is I wrote these songs from my experience of my whole life going through this metamorphosis. And he was one of the people to help facilitate all that. I am speaking from my own experience. Like when I speak about Woman's World, I speak about feeling so empowered now as a mother, as a woman, giving birth, creating life, creating another set of organs, a brain, a heart. I created a whole ass heart and I did it and I'm still doing it and I'm still a matriarch and feeling really grounded in that. That's where I'm speaking from. Yeah.
But everything about Katy Perry just reads as out of touch. This isn't because she's untalented, but it's because she's coded in a style of feminism and celebrity that feels so off for the moment. I feel like she represents the brand of white feminism we had in 2010, where it was like Sheryl Sandberg, lean in, just do everything and be white and hot and say you like girl power and that's good enough, you know? She did activism, but it didn't really have like a political bite. And a lot of the things she did just felt more like spectacle than substance. And now in 2025, we want pop stars who are self-aware, they're messy, they're angry, or at the very least, they're just real. Meanwhile, I think Katy Perry is still trying to run with this brand of like, I'm all about that bass. You remember how we all thought I'm all about that bass invented body positivity and Meghan Trainor was like, what, a size 6? She's still trying to play this role of like hopeful, wide-eyed empowerment icon, the lean-in girl, the I will do it all with a smile on my face and big huge cleavage girl. I think Katy Perry really does stand for like millennial 2014 feminism. With songs like Roar, Firework, Part of Me, these were songs that told us you can do anything, get it girl, but do it while you look hot. And don't let the haters get you down. But this comes off as like disingenuously optimistic, and that just doesn't really play anymore. But feminism today is in such a different place. It's anti-capitalist, it's anti-corporate, real and raw, and it's intersectional. I don't want to see a hot pop star on a billionaire's rocket. I just want to see him pay taxes. Oh, I need coconut yogurt. I bought some, don't even fret. Why does that smell bad? When Katy said she wanted to be a star again, I did not think she meant a celestial body. What is the grip that Lauren Sanchez has on everyone in Hollywood? I'm sure Kim Kardashian was offered this flight opportunity, by the way, but I think even Kim is smart enough to look at that and be like, ooh, that's a dumb idea. Rumor alert, Kim Kardashian, Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos throuple. Let's blend this up. Let's see this. The chia seeds make it ugly, but Interesting. Okay, so now in a small blender, I need to dirty 2 blenders. My mom's gonna kill me. Pitaya and maple syrup. Okay, I guess I need to find a different blender. I'm sure the Air One version has like special like earthy maple syrup, but you get Kroger pancake syrup today. Okay, I'm seeing lots of things about pitaya glaze, but not how to make it. So I guess I'm just gonna combine what I feel like is right. I think these ingredients cost me $35. But you know what? I think I've spent way more on baked goods actually. Is there a single matching cup in the Bender household? No, we're sustainable, okay? When I started researching this video, I went into it like, you know what? I love Katy Perry. She's just not with the times. She will catch on and she will learn that she's getting way too much hate. We should hate Jeff Bezos, not Katy Perry. And then I started digging into the research and I was like, the Dr. Luke thing is sus. And then I was looking into the nun thing and I was like, now why would you do that? And then I was looking into the cultural appropriation and I was like, ugh. And then I was watching clips of her on American Idol and I was like, ugh. I really wanted to feel for her. Like she has actually done more humanitarian work than most celebrities you follow. Yeah, this is not what I would call a glaze consistency. Katy Perry has partnered with UNICEF, won humanitarian awards. She's shown up for LGBTQ+ rights, mental health, reproductive care. She's been at presidential rallies and she's done a lot more than just like post a black square, which I know sounds like begging for the bare minimum, but compared to like a lot of celebrities these days, she's been very vocal and positive. So like, I find it hard that she's done all this shitty stuff. And that's kind of like what I knew about her. So learning all these heinous acts was painful for me as a Katy cat. I was like, no! So do I think she can make a comeback? Honestly, she would need to apologize so hard and she would need a rebrand and she would need an entirely new team. And so like, I just don't know if at this point in the game that's gonna happen. But what do you guys think? I wanna know in the comments. Were you shocked to find all this out or am I the only one living under a rock? Ooh, that's pretty. Who's ready to have some bowel issues? That is really good. That is legitimately so good. This is better than any Air One smoothie I've ever had. Guys, going into Air One is awful. It's so overstimulating. Nobody there is actually buying groceries, by the way. I think it's honestly a restaurant with a few groceries that you could potentially buy. I bought an $18 chicken salad sandwich the other day out of emergency, not because I was planning to. It was disgusting. It was a gas station chicken sandwich for $18. Have Bethany Frankel review that. If you like this video, please give it a share. I always love seeing you guys on Instagram and I love swiping up on your stuff and saying hi. And if you're not already subscribed, what are you doing, girl? Thank you so much for watching this video and love you. Bye.